Hey everybody, Chris Niosi here, creator of the Terrain of Magical Expertise RPG, with our first behind-the-scenes video in quite some time. I thought this would be an interesting part of the process to show. We're getting very close to the end of production in the game now. We're aiming for a fall 2021 release, of course. And one of the things that we're in the middle of doing right now is the recording and editing of all the voiceover in the game. So I thought, hey, this would be a fun little thing to show people kind of the process of how we integrate it into the game. So I'm going to take you on a little quick journey through getting a character recorded, editing their audio, and actually bringing it into the game and getting it to work for a cutscene. So those of you who may or may not remember, we had a character revealed a little under a year ago now, Featuring, who's this cool little robot guy. He's a rapping robot character that you perform a rhythm battle with, one of the mini games that we have. And he was recorded by the fantastic Origin, a great singer-songwriter as well. And he's got all of his lines recorded here. He's a pretty small character, I think only a small handful of lines. So I've got all of his lines already recorded. Normally when we get a big session file like this, it would have like the entire, recording session, including all the like outtakes and, the bloopers. And if we have like multiple takes of a single line and everything, all of that is, combined together into one giant, long WAV file of, sometimes hours at a time. But Featuring's lines are already edited, so we just need to export them individually. Now, as you can see here, the player character, the White Hat Hacker, has all of their lines already recorded and edited, and they have almost 1,000 individual WAV files that all have to be integrated into the game. Featuring has much, much less than that, so we have his blank folder here. So before we start exporting the individual lines, we're going to do some nice audio processing on him. Of course, the lovely and talented Mr. Devin Mack went ahead. He was very kind enough to edit the individual takes for these. And we also had some help from Edwin Tiong, who's the voice of our narrator. He actually went ahead and taught me how to do some audio mastering in this program, which is Adobe Audition. A lot of Adobe programs that I tend to use for stuff. Of course, we used Flash for the animation as well. Not sponsored, I promised. Nonetheless, so here's what we're going to do. First, I'm going to highlight the entire session. And first, I'm going to do some dynamics processing, followed by some filter and EQ, graphic equalizer, and finally, a hard limiter. And I called each of these different presets Edwin's Magic, Edwin's Other Magic, and Edwin's Other Magic, because of course he taught me all these things. So shout out to you, Edwin. Thanks so much. All right, so now in addition, what we're also going to do, the robotic characters that are often found in Telluria City usually have kind of a robotic filter. So this is what Featuring's the audio quality sounds like now. I'll play a little sample for you.
Yo! What you cool cats want from me? I'm busy over here making sick new beats. Ain't got a big enough crew? Don't worry about a thing. One of my boys will get you into the swing.
So now what we're going to do is a little bit of an extra thing. I'm going to add a filter. So I have this filter that I created called TC-Villagers, which stands for Telluria City. All the robot characters in the city region of Tome have this same kind of filter. So go ahead and apply that. Now it's boosted up the volume a little bit, so I'm going to go ahead and lower the whole volume for everything by -1. So now none of the audio is peaking anymore, so that's good. So now here's what it sounds like with the filter on.
Yo! What you cool cats want from me? I'm busy over here making sick new beats.
So now with that all done, now we get to individually export each of the files. So we'll save selection as, and then we browse to find the correct folder. Now that we're in Featuring's folder, I need to label them correctly. So typically what I do is I have the day code. So he appears during week 3, day C, which is one of the 3 different options we mentioned in a previous update video. You have choices between different missions you can do in a certain order. So he appears on option C out of the 3 ABC options. So we'll go ahead and export as W3DC Featuring 01. And exporting, typically we do a 44.1 mono wave. So there we go. So now, same thing.
Ain't got a big enough crew? Don't worry about a thing. One of my boys will get you into the swing.
So basically what I need to do is export each of these individual files with their appropriate numbering system and everything. And again, thankfully, because these lines were graciously edited ahead of time by Mac, then I can go ahead and just export them individually, and they're all set to go, which is nice and convenient for me. So yeah. So okay, so now for the next part of the process. So right here we have the full folder of all of Featurin's lines. He's only got about 13 lines in the whole game, so a relatively simple character to edit. So now, I think we've talked about this in a couple other of our behind-the-scenes videos before, but basically these Google spreadsheets are how we build the actual choreography for the cutscenes, and also how we assemble the dialogue for all the characters, and we have each of the expression codes for the different facial expressions and the different combinations of eyes and mouth shapes and everything. So here what we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put in each of Featurin's lines into the appropriate slots. So, this first line here, I would put down in this code over here in the VO column, past all of the different language options, which, by the way, I'll just mention, we are only, as we mentioned in our previous video, currently only planning Russian and Chinese language localizations, but we do have options and room to be able to integrate other ones if someday we might be able to do that in the future. Who knows? Maybe if the game does well, we could warrant doing that. So basically, I need to just go in here and input these little codes for each of them. And just as a little bit of a peek back behind the curtain. So basically, you get, I think, 3 opportunities to do the rhythm battle minigame against Featurin. Just because I wanted to, since it's a rhythm game and it's very different from, a turn-based RPG system, I wanted to give people the ability to, make a couple mistakes and everything. So you get 3 chances, and then I think if you lose the 3rd time, then he runs off, and that's kind of the outcome of that, that battle and everything. But if you beat him, then you get the, winning scenario, and then we go from there, and then, he says these lines and everything. So it's a little bit of a spoiler. If you don't want to actually read through this, the actual dialogue and everything, then I won't blame you, just in case you want to, keep it a surprise for yourself and everything. So, yeah, all right. So next up. Here we are in Unity. So this is the area in the Illumin's Alley stage where this confrontation with Featurin is going to take place. So what I did was the spreadsheet file for the week 3 day C cutscenes that I put in the codes for his files and everything. So I had to export that as a certain file type, and then we use this cutscene importer that Michael Prinke designed for us quite some time ago. So now I'm going to find the file for it. I'm going to do this, and this will update all of the cutscene files for that particular day, right? So I'll just batch the process localization file. Then what I need to do is go find the actual localization file in this folder full of stuff here, and I'm going to go ahead and manually update it so that it will have all the new stuff, any little text changes that we've made, any kind of little minor things like that. So okay, that should be all good. So now we're in the voiceover resources folder here. So next up, I will go ahead and make a new folder for Featurin. Open that up, and then we will drag all of the files into this folder. Give it just a second. Thankfully, there's only a few, so it doesn't take very long. There they are. All right, and just to be safe, I'm actually going to go ahead and I'm going to re-import the cutscenes one more time, just to be safe, to make sure that all those files were processed and actually integrated themselves into the cutscenes as they should. So there we go. And now, so this is a little cool thing that we also have. So this is the game state configurator. So what we can do, this is used for a lot of testing purposes. So we can set what the specific day is. So we put week 3, day C. And for this level, you are joined by Flame Girl and Nightlock. We hit apply changes, and then we're going to jump into the scene, and hopefully the voiceover worked.
Y'all ready for this then? Well, let's just see. Let me show you my new jam, and then you'll believe in why I'm known around these parts for being obscene. Cause when it comes to rhythm battles, yo, I'm the king.
And there you have it, folks. All working. So that is how we integrate the voiceover into the TOME RPG. So yeah, we're very underway on that. That's been my main focus. I'm trying to pace myself out so my arm doesn't fall off in the editing process and everything. But it's been a joy, and we'll have some new announcements about that very soon, and a lot of stuff going on over the next couple months. So thanks very much. Hope this is a cool little educational showcase of how we do things with the game, and look forward to a lot of awesome stuff for the Terrain of Magical Expertise in the very near future. Catch you later.